Assalamu alaikum everyone. We have already discussed about sonnets, the types of sonnets. Today we will discuss the Shakespearean and Spenserian sonnets. What are the various differences and the similarities between Shakespearean and Spenserian sonnets? Both Shakespearean and Spenserian sonnets are 14 lines of iambic pentameter divided into three quatrains. Quatrain, a quatrain in poetry is a series of four lines that make one verse of a poem known as stanza and one couplet. The most noted difference is the one between the rhyming pattern of the two. The rhyming pattern of Shakespearean sonnet is AB AB, first quatrain, CD CD, second quatrain, EF EF, third quatrain, and then GG, the heroic couplet. Whereas the rhyme scheme of the Spenserian sonnet is AB AB, first quatrain, BC BC, second quatrain, CD CD, third quatrain, and EE. English sonnets, which have now become synonymous to Shakespearean sonnets, were introduced by Thomas Wyatt. The characteristic rhyming scheme was developed by the Earl of Surrey. It was named after Shakespeare because of his great sonnet sequence printed in 1609. On the other hand, the Spenserian sonnet, developed by Edmund Spenser, was not as widely used. Its emergence can be attributed to the pattern Spenser employed in writing The Faerie Queene, a romantic poem written to celebrate Queen Elizabeth I and her over an ideal England. The Shakespearean sonnets have three quatrains, followed by a couplet at the end of it, but the quatrains have no internal link with each other, as in Spenserian sonnets. It means that they are structurally separate and they have their own rhymes. It is to be noted that the Shakespearean sonnets are united by their subject matter, whereas in the Spenserian sonnets, each quatrain is linked to other by an interlink of the rhymes. There is a pause at the end of the eighth line in Spenserian sonnet, whereas the Shakespearean sonnet has no pause at the end of the eighth line. The Spenserian sonnet was a result of, as I already told you, Spenser's unique style that he experimented in his Faerie Queene. It was a verse form used for the first time in England that consisted of 8 lines written in iambic pentameter and the ninth line of 6 iambic feet, which is called Alexandrine. The volta. The volta is the turn, or it is the change. The volta or the turn, it is an important component of any sonnet. The Shakespearean sonnet is more often than not brought to a punchy resolution in epigrammatic final couplet, unlike the Petrarchan style. Interestingly, Spenser often indicates a volta exactly where it would be in an Italian sonnet, with the use of but or yet. But if one looks closely, it is observed that the turn isn't one at all. Similar to Shakespearean, the volta is delivered in the final couplet, which is again different from the Petrarchan sonnet style or the Spenserian sonnet style. Now let us look at one of the famous sonnet of William Shakespeare, Sonnet 18, just to realize, to see this rhyming pattern, the rhyming scheme. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's leaves hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. And every fair from fair sometime declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest. Nor shall death brave thou wanders in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So long, so man can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. The very first line, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? It ends with the word day. Then the second line, temperate. So the first line is A, the second line B, then the third line, it ends with May, which is a rhyming word with day. So A, B, A, then date, date and temperate, the rhyming words. So A, first line A, then second line B, third line A, then fourth line B. So A, B, A, B. Okay, in the same way, then the second quatrain C, then D, C, and D. Then third quatrain E, F, E, F, and in the same way the last heroic couplet like C and D, both the lines have the rhyming words at the end. So this is the rhyming this heroic couplet and G, G. Okay, now let us have a look once again. A, B, A, B, then CD shines dimmed, CD, then declines untrimmed, CD, then fade, ovest, EF, then shade, growest, EF, and C, D, F, G, G. Okay, this was a rhyming scheme, and you can even check yourself some of the sonnet of this Edmund Spenser and just check the rhyme scheme of that very sonnet. And you know the Spenserian sonnet, as I already told you, the rhyme scheme in Spenserian sonnet is A B A B, B C B C, C D C D, and E E. Okay, thank you so much for listening to me. In the next video, inshallah, we will talk about, we will just take one of this Spenserian sonnet and critically analyze that very sonnet. Thank you so much once again.